What's come up from the Gulf and all come together over the plains. We're tracking that for our area late on Sunday night into Tuesday. Meanwhile, we've had this Canadian air mass infiltrate, and it has been extremely cold around here. We start to get a little bit of relief. Don't want to get too excited. It feels like temperature is still 7 degrees, so it feels very cold, but maybe not as fierce of a feel today because the winds are starting to lessen just a little bit. So the feels like temperature, the wind chill factor, which has come up with the temperature and wind combined mathematically, feels like 12 right now in Central Park, feeling like 5 out on Long Island. The winds are down to 20 to 25-mile-an-hour gusts, and they're more spotty, not as widespread, where yesterday we had 50-mile-an-hour winds at some of the official reporting stations. The winter storm here comes in late Sunday, and it ends early Tuesday. Significant snow is likely for a part of the area. The higher totals right now look like they'll be to the south. It could be a windy storm with some coastal flooding, especially because we'll see some changes happening just as the storm meets up with the ocean. So a little bit tricky here with the forecasting, but you can already see that the National Weather Service has put up the winter storm watch for this area in blue, leaving out areas north and west. So typically Sullivan, Ulster, Dutchess, they could be getting some of the highest amounts because they have very cold temperatures, but they'll be lacking the moisture and the energy of the storm, which is taking a little bit further track to the south. So here we go from Wichita all the way to St. Louis. You can see the moisture collecting. A lot of that is going to be pulled up from the Gulf here, some of this moisture, and it doesn't necessarily come in straight that way, but we get some of that moisture feeding in. You can see that by the wind currents that come in. Now the track of the storm, this little comma-shaped blob here, shows you that the north side of the storm is cold, bringing Chicago snow, and then rain, of course, for parts of the Tennessee and Ohio River Valley. As it gets to the coastline, it starts to snow. Washington, D.C. seeing snow, Philadelphia seeing snow. And then, of course, we're getting snow through central and south Jersey. But watch that little pink line that moves inland over parts of central New Jersey as early as 5 a.m. on Monday. However, the storm pushes out to the ocean and it pulls back in some of that cold air, and it still allows us to tap into moisture, and that's where we can see the snow totals. Notice that's a later part of Monday. You're not necessarily waking up to snow and a big, huge snow pile on Monday morning, but instead, during the day, it could be tricky, and then some of that snow continuing through early Tuesday with flurry activity. Here's a snow total map that we have right now. I always like to say, go with the low end so that you're not over expecting here snow, but 3 to 6 inches for areas here in the dark gray, and that is north and west getting lesser amounts. 6 inches to potentially 10, especially for coastal Connecticut. And as we move north and east, I think that's where we'll really get the cold air to work with. The best chance, though, for 10 inches could be a bullseye right there in central New Jersey. So watching all of this very carefully to see how it plays out, but you're cold all weekend. So not as windy tonight, 17 for the overnight low, tomorrow 28, feeling like the teens as we close out the weekend. And then we're looking at this AccuWeather alert on Monday. Snow mixing a little bit of the coastline. It ends on Tuesday, and then our temperatures are up. Wow, nice. Nearly 50 degrees by next Friday. We'll take it.
I like that.
Yeah.
Let's focus on next week.
Right?
That's awesome. Well, you know, with the snow, this could be an easier way to get around. The world's first flying car. And it comes from a New England company. Just this week, the Massachusetts-based Terrafugia company obtained a worthiness certificate, very important, from the FAA for the world's first vehicular aircraft. The next test is to pass the NTSB as well as FAA safety standards. Also hugely important. The goal is to have a two-seat automobile hitting the roads and the sky by 2022.
That's so Jetsons, and that's really soon.
That is.
What?
Not in time for the Monday storm, but hey.